Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Rockwood number 441CU. This is a 605 or clear coated polished solid brass dome stop combination unit, they call it. CU combination unit. This is a dome stop. We'll remove the riser that's here. You can see why they call it a dome stop. Okay, very typical, very common. Design has been around for several decades, and generally you'll find that there are two sizes of these. There's the short one and then there's the tall one. And while this is really neither of those, it's a little larger than the short one, adding the riser potentially allows you to hit, either an undercut that would be compatible with a shorter unit on the floor, or lifting it up where you have this application. And generally I'll find that people will buy the combination units because the actual height that it requires is indeterminate. You don't know before you show up to the job site what you're going to need. And I'll ask the client, well, do you need the shorts or the talls? I don't know, I've not been to the job yet. Okay, well, take the combination units. Save the risers if you don't use them, that kind of thing. So let's go over the basic dimensional properties of the unit itself. The overall height, I'll hold it upside down just for the sake of measuring it a little more accurately, about 1 1/8 inches. The thickness of the lip itself looks like it's about 3/16. So the question becomes is what type of undercut would you really use with this type of door? And I would say that you're going to be probably right in the range of about 3/8 undercut, 1/2 inch undercut, or maybe 5/8, but a little shorter undercut. 3/8, 7/16, that range. If you get into adding the riser with this type of application, now you're going to be looking at undercuts that are going to be 9/16, 5/8, 3/4 inch, 13/16, that sort of situation. So this combination will allow you to contend with pretty much every undercut that you're going to deal with. There is the clearance. The clearance is undercut and clearance. Undercut is the dimension from the underside of the door to the bottom of the frame, jamb legs. The clearance is the underside of the door to the top of the flooring condition. So when we say undercut, we are inherently saying that the jamb is mounted on top of the finished floor, like you would see in a knockdown drywall style frame. So if your clearance would probably be a better way to say it, because there might be some additional flooring put in, that's what you're contending with in terms of what you might use. The thickness of the riser itself, or the height that it gives you, looks like it's about 5/16 of an inch. Okay. Outside diameter, looks like it's about 1 1/11 inches. And this is 605. That means three things. It means it's made of solid brass, that it is in a polished finish, and that it has a clear coat lacquer over it just to simply protect the finish, as is the riser itself. Oh, whoopsie. As is the riser itself. This will also include the screw package. I like Rockwood screw packages a lot because they give you everything that you need to really get it installed, meaning what would be a wood screw, a plastic anchor, a machine screw, and a lead anchor. So regardless of the flooring condition, I can't think of one that you won't be able to, right out of the package, get this material installed. Let's switch to the screen view now and let's take a closer look at the supporting documentation. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Here is the item that we are looking at, and I do have some photographs that we can take a look at. That's what it looks like assembled with its screw package. Close-up view there. That's called a Duraflex bumper. Those are not available as separate standalone products. I wish they were, but they are not. Separated. Side view, fastener package. Okay. Extended description information down below. It's a combination unit, meaning you can install it with or without the riser. They give you the dimensional properties here. along with a description of the screw package, that this consists of a 441 and a 444 for use with doors with or without a threshold, with a small or a larger clearance condition, convertible for undercut or not undercut doors. In general, that's true. The template is linked to here. That will give you all of the dimensional properties beyond the ones that we've already covered. Overall height, whatnot. The product brochure is handy because it will allow you to look at the constituent components. So you can see the 441. That was one of the two part numbers. The only difference between the 440 and the 441 is the fastener package that will come with it. Then you can add a riser, and it becomes a combination unit. Okay, here's a universal style that will accomplish both short and tall sort of clearance conditions. Here is a fixed taller unit that's here. That is a half-inch tall base for the 443, let's say, versus the 441 quarter-inch base. Okay, so the catalog goes on to show some other doorstops that are fairly typical. You have a riser here that's 1 7/8" diameter that is available in different thicknesses. So if you have an unusual condition that a combination unit or its root item won't solve, you can order the 449, specify how thick you want it to be, and then the finish as well. And that would be compatible with your 440 or 442 series stops. And I take it when they say that it's compatible with the 440 or 442 is because they're only going to include the wood screw, meaning they won't supply a longer machine screw for the application. You'd have to be able to source that if you were putting this into a masonry application. So you might need to come up with a longer machine bolt, which may be a challenge in the finish that you've ordered the hardware in. But nonetheless, here are some additional stops for you to review. These are, bear with me one moment. These are, what I was about to show you was these two models, like the short and the universal tall mount, are considered heavy duty because they have those 4 mounting points. The 2 mounting points each. The 446 is a very typical, common, more modern type doorstop. I would use that in a standard, non-high volume, non-abusive application because there's just a single bolt that's down there. I've seen doors hit these so hard that they've pushed it over and pulled the anchor out of the floor. With the 2 mounting points on these items, you'll get a more robust sort of installation. Now, below this video here is a link to the manufacturer's page, and when we click on that, we're going to be able to pull up, as soon as it pulls up, not only all of the Rockwood items that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website here, but also a link to the manufacturer's full-line product catalog as seen here. A very handy document. We can pull that up. We can do a search function on our keyboard for 441. We'll get to the section where there are door stops, and then you'll scroll through and you'll see there's lots of door stops. Baseboard, wall, floor mount, different functions, different duty ratings, all the way from very inexpensive self-adhesive rubberized items all the way up to very heavy duty items that will get poured in concrete in the floor. Okay. One notable item that I like is the 430, very petite. That's 1 inch diameter. If you need to install a wall stop in an application where you really want it to be as inconspicuous as possible, this little doodad here will do the job very well. Okay. Now, there's also a link to the architectural door pull catalog, and that's about 100 pages worth of dozens of designs, options, different variations of door pulls, push bars as well, made of different architectural base materials, stainless, brass, bronze, aluminum, rubber infused, leather wrapped, Rubber wrapped, as we're looking at here. Why would you want a pull handle wrapped in rubber? If you're in the American Southwest and it's routinely 114 degrees, the last thing you want to do is put your hand on a hot piece of metal when you pull the door open to your local bank. So that's why they have those. Nice, comfortable sort of situation. Let's wrap up this video on camera. In conclusion, very nice quality fit and finish on this Rockwood item, and very nice quality fit and finish as a trademark of Rockwood. Always pretty happy. Very unusual to have any sort of inherent defect in the finish. One time, maybe 5 years ago, they sent some satin bronze that was off. It was wrong. The chemistry that went into that finish that day was simply incorrect. Actually, it was supposed to be satin brass, and it was had far too much red tone in it, and it was blending into satin bronze. So very, very unusual for that to happen with Rockwood. Okay, there you go. Dome stop. You're going to need these. It's a typical hardware item. You don't want your expensive hardware hitting your expensive walls. You want to protect all of that with a very inexpensive piece of hardware like your dome stops. If you have any questions on the Rockwood 441CU or any other Rockwood product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.